Hello and welcome to News at 10 on Rajya Sabha TV. I'm Aishwarya Kapoor. Well, Belgians and world leaders are in solidarity and grief after more than 30 people were killed in airport and metro bombings in Brussels yesterday. We'll keep getting you updates on that story and other stories making the news through the day today. Let us begin the bulletin with the headlines. Massive hunt on for one of the suspects of the Belgian bombings that killed over 30 people. Security alert issued across Europe. Islamic State claims responsibility. World leaders condemn Brussels terror attack. EU leaders call for a joint EU policy on freedom and security. Prime Minister Modi's scheduled visit to Brussels on 30th of March to go ahead. PDP likely to decide on alliance with BJP after its meeting on Thursday. Opposition demands the PDP chief Mehbooba Mufti to reveal details of a meeting with Prime Minister Modi on Tuesday. Pakistan opts out of the ambitious SARC satellite project. It will now be called the South Asia Satellite Project proposed by Prime Minister Modi in 2014. And India take on Bangladesh in the World T20 encounter today. England to take on Afghanistan in another match. Well, our top focus, terror group Islamic State has claimed responsibility for the horrific suicide attacks that killed over 30 people in Brussels yesterday. Now our hunt is on for the suspects. Coordinated assaults at the Belgian airport and the metro station has triggered security alerts across Europe.
3 most wanted suspects in Brussels. Security cameras at the Zaventem airport in Brussels captured this photograph of 3 male suspects whom the Belgian police believe were behind the attacks. 2 of the suicide bombers were killed, and the third man, the one wearing a light-colored jacket and hat, is apparently on the run. He was seen walking with 2 other suspects shortly before the blasts.
L'État islamique a revendiqué les attentats par le biais d'une agence de presse. Cela doit encore être formellement vérifié et à ce stade, il n'est pas possible d'établir un lien formel avec les attentats de Paris.
Well, the Paris attacks showed us that there was clearly a substantial network at play in Europe. So not just the 9 attackers, but the support team that drove the vehicles, that provided accommodation, sourced the weaponry, etc. That was then illustrated when Abdeslam was able to go on the run for 4 months.
Combing operations are underway across Brussels. An explosive device containing nails, chemical products and IS flag were found in an apartment in Schaerbeek area. Meanwhile, the forensic team worked round the clock on Tuesday night at the Melbeek metro station to find some evidence. The metro station where the blast took place is near the EU headquarters. Areas which connect central Brussels with the EU institutions have been shut. Brussels is on high alert.
We zijn geconfronteerd met een situatie waar veel doden zijn en ook mensen die zwaar gewonden. Het OCAT heeft de beslissing genomen naar niveau 4 te gaan, wat betekent...
Islamic State took to the social media to claim responsibility for the twin attacks. In a statement, it threatened further attacks on countries involved in operations against IS in Syria and Iraq. A day after terror gripped Brussels, shocked commuters waited at the highly secured metro stations.
Comment on se sent dans des moments comme ça, c'est pas évident. Hein. Je pense c'est pas évident de garder son calme et de bien respirer et de supporter l'angoisse aussi qui est là.
It's difficult to take the train, but you must have the courage to take it, because if you don't retake the normal life, you give the terrorists the chance to win the game, and that we can do that.
The coordinated twin attacks came just days after Belgian police arrested Salah Abdeslam, the only living suspect of Paris terror attacks. Suicide blasts ripped through the Belgian capital Brussels on Tuesday as terrorists targeted an airport and a metro, killing several and injuring many others. High security is in place in EU borders as well in the wake of an escalating migrant crisis. Spain is on high-risk alert. Germany and Britain has also stepped up security. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Well, India has also issued a travel advisory to its citizens to be alert in wake of those attacks. Now let's listen to some of the reactions from Belgium on the attacks.
Voor ieder van ons zal deze 22 maart nooit meer een dag zijn als een andere. Heel ons land draagt de pijn van de levens die gebroken zijn, van de diepe wonden die geslagen zijn.
Yeah, it's a day of mixed feelings. From one side, very sad about what happened, and for the victims and the family and the friends of the victims. So we share the sadness of these people. And then from the other side, also the conviction that we will go on the fight against these terrorists and the violent extremism.
This will be overcome, of course. That is, well, we are a resilient people. We are a resilient capital. We will have to overcome it, but it will take some days.
Now, world leaders have condemned the attack in Belgium. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has joined the US President, UK Prime Minister and other world leaders in expressing their condolences. EU leaders have now called for a joint policy to tackle terror.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi led world leaders in condemning the Belgium attack. He tweeted saying the news was disturbing and the attacks condemnable.
We condemn this attack in the strongest possible terms. We stand in solidarity with the people and government of Belgium. Our mission in Belgium is closely monitoring the situation. They have already issued helpline numbers. As of now, we have no reports of any Indian casualties.
The US and UK saying they stand in solidarity with Belgium and will offer all assistance in fighting terror.
And this is yet another reminder that the world must unite. We must be together, regardless of nationality or race or faith, in fighting against the scourge of terrorism.
These were attacks in Belgium. They could just be attacks, just as well be attacks in Britain or in France or Germany or elsewhere in Europe. And we need to stand together against these appalling terrorists and make sure they can never win.
The United Nations saying the attacks won't shake Europe's commitment to human rights and democracy.
The Secretary-General hopes those responsible will be swiftly brought to justice. He's confident that Belgium's and Europe's commitments to human rights, democracy and peaceful coexistence will continue to be the true and lasting response to the hatred and violence of which they became a victim today.
Call from EU leaders coming for a joint response against the attack on the idea of Europe.
Wir werden in jeder Weise mit seiner Regierung und mit den belgischen Sicherheitskräften zusammenarbeiten, um die Schuldigen für die heutigen Verbrechen zu finden, festzusetzen und zu bestrafen.
Demandons à toute l'Europe de bien prendre conscience, c'est que à travers ce qui s'est produit aujourd'hui à Bruxelles, c'est elle qui est visée, ce qu'elle représente, ses valeurs, ses principes. Et donc nous devons encore davantage coordonner nos efforts.
Ci vuole un patto europeo, un patto per la libertà e la sicurezza. I terroristi puntano a toglierci la libertà perché sanno che la libertà è ciò que constituye el marco de fábrica de Europa.
Ya veníamos colaborando desde el pasado, pero estamos dispuestos a hacerlo con mayor intensidad si cabe. Nuestra solidaridad con el pueblo belga y con su gobierno es plena, es total y es absoluta.
Cities across the world came out in solidarity with Belgium following the attacks. The Belgium flag lighting landmarks across these cities. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Well, despite the terror attacks, there is no change in Prime Minister Narendra Modi's proposed three-nation tour beginning 30th of March. Prime Minister Modi will visit the US, Brussels and Saudi Arabia. The Prime Minister will attend the crucial Nuclear Security Summit in Washington, India-EU Summit in Brussels and travel to Saudi Arabia, a key partner of India in the sensitive Gulf region. Brussels will be the Prime Minister's first stopover. Besides attending the EU-India Summit in Brussels, Modi will be holding wider-range talks with his Belgian counterpart, Charles Michel, on a variety of issues of mutual interest. From Brussels, Modi will leave for Washington to attend the 4th Nuclear Security Summit on 31st of March and 1st of April, where he will be making some specific announcements and proposals with regards to security From Washington, Modi will travel to Saudi Arabian capital Riyadh on 2nd of April for a two-day visit at the invitation of King Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud. This is the highest level visit from India to Saudi Arabia after the then Prime Minister Dr. Manmohan Singh's trip to the Gulf nation in 2010. Now, the cross-examination of Pakistani-American terrorist David Headley in the 26/11 Mumbai terror attack case is taking place today. Now, Special Public Prosecutor Ujjwal Nigam has said that Headley's cross-examination will go on for 4 days. Abdul Wahab Khan, the lawyer of Abu Jandal and alleged key plotter of the terror attack, will cross-examine. Headley, who has turned an approver, concluded his week-long deposition before the Mumbai Session Court through a video link from the US on 13th of February. On 22nd of February, Judge G.A. Sanapa had directed Nigam to contact US authorities for Headley's second round of deposition and inform the court by 25th of February, after which the dates of his testimony were to be finalized. Jandal's lawyer, Wahab Khan, then sought 4 days to cross-examine Headley. Khan has also filed an application objecting to Headley being made an approver by the court. Now, news from Pathankot, where a car was snatched at gunpoint by 3 youths near Sujanpur in Pathankot months after a similar act was carried out by suspected Pakistani terrorists before they attacked the Air Force Base. According to the police, 3 youths, 2 of them reportedly Sikhs, snatched a car at gunpoint from a person on the highway near Sujanpur. Barricades have been put and a search is on to nab the miscreants. 6 terrorists, remember, suspected to be belonging to Pakistan-based Jaish-e-Mohammed, had attacked the Air Force Base on 2nd of January this year. The strike had left 7 security personnel dead and with all the 6 terrorists also being killed. The terrorists had hijacked the vehicle of a Punjab police SP as they headed to the Air Force Base.
ਗੱਡੀ ਲਾਈ ਤੇ ਮੈਂ ਟੋਇਲਟ ਗਿਆ ਟੋਇਲਟ ਤੋਂ ਆਇਆ ਤੇ 3 ਮੁੰਡੇ ਆਏ ਇੱਕ ਫੋਟੋ 'ਚ ਮਤਲਬ 5 ਫੋਟੋ ਬਣੀ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਵੀਰੇ ਉਹ ਲੈਣਾ ਮੈਂ ਪੈਟਰੋਲ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਤੇ ਮੋਟਰ ਦੇ ਪੈਟਰੋਲ ਹੈਗਾ ਜਾਂ ਕਲੀਪ ਤੇ ਥੋੜੀ ਮੈਂ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਸਿੱਧਾ ਕੰਟਰੋਲ ਕੀਤਾ ਉਹਨੇ ਆ ਚੱਕ ਕੇ ਮੇਰੇ ਗੱਡਾ 'ਚ ਰੱਖਿਆ ਆ ਗੱਡਾ ਰੱਖਿਆ ਤੇ ਮੈਂ ਡਰਦੇ ਮਾਰੇ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਕਿਹਾ ਯਾਰ ਤੂੰ ਖਲੋ ਤਿੰਨ ਬੰਦੇ ਬੈਠੇ ਗੱਡੀ 'ਚ 3 ਬੰਦੇ ਬੈਠੇ ਗੱਡੀ ਲੈ ਗਏ ਮੇਰੇ
News from Jammu and Kashmir now. Well, in a bid to end the deadlock over government formation in the state, now PDP chief Mehbooba Mufti met Prime Minister Narendra Modi yesterday at his residence in Delhi. Meanwhile, former J&K Chief Minister Omar Abdullah has offered the governor to conduct mid-term polls in view of the stalemate. Now, the state is presently under governor's rule.
Mehbooba Mufti's meeting with Prime Minister Narendra Modi has fueled hopes that channels of communication between the two parties, PDP and BJP, have opened once again. The meet comes a day after Union Minister Arun Jaitley asked Mehbooba Mufti to make up her mind on the alliance issue. The BJP had earlier made it clear that it was not ready to accept any new conditions for the formation of the coalition government in Jammu and Kashmir. Meanwhile, Mehbooba termed her almost 30-minute meeting with Modi as very positive.
It was, a very positive meeting और पिछले जो 2-2.5-3 महीने से थोड़ा सा स्टेलमेट वगैरह चल रहा था, तो आज मैं मुतमईन हूँ। प्राइम मिनिस्टर के साथ मिलने के बाद मैं मुतमईन हूँ। I have called a legislative party meet on Thursday. तो since my party had authorized me कि आप जो decision लेंगी, तो इसलिए मैं वापस जाऊंगी अपने legislators के पास और वहाँ बैठ के हम आगे क्या करना है, कैसे चलना है, उसका फैसला करेंगे.
This is Mehbooba's second visit to the national capital in 5 days. She had held talks with BJP President Amit Shah on Thursday.
Very positive development because people of Jammu and Kashmir, they were looking for the establishment of a popular government in Jammu and Kashmir. Now the meeting has been held, and I think whatever doubts or whatever apprehensions our alliance partner would have, that would have been cleared.
The opposition parties, meanwhile, have asked the BJP to rise above the narrow confines of power and form a government in Jammu and Kashmir.
Progress and path of development in J&K begins forthwith. So we request Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi to rise above the narrow confines of power and ensure that PDP-BJP government is formed at the earliest without the trappings of power and in order to ensure progress and peace and development in J&K.
Don't kill democracy. Step down. Let people take a decision in the election. It is in the interest of democracy that no further delay in government formation should take place.
It shows the lust for power, BJP's lust for power. BJP, how opportunistic BJP can be.
The state is under governor's rule since the death of Chief Minister Mufti Mohammad Saeed 3 months ago. Since then, the BJP and PDP have been unable to reach a consensus on government formation. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Well, with no official word from PDP on government formation in the state, now the opposition parties are demanding a clear word from Chief Mehbooba Mufti over the issue. On Tuesday, Mufti had met Prime Minister Narendra Modi, describing her meeting as positive, reviving hopes for a new government formation in the state in the coming week. However, the opposition parties have slammed Mufti for her silence on the issue. The People's Democratic Front has demanded that Mufti must tell the people of the state what transpired between her and the Prime Minister during their meeting. The Jammu and Kashmir National Panthers Party has also said that Mufti must tell the people of Jammu and Kashmir what her demands were and if those were accepted by the BJP leadership. Mehbooba is expected to convene a legislative party meeting soon in which she is expected to be elected as leader. The next step will be government formation. And down south, now BJP President Amit Shah will review the political situation in Tamil Nadu. This comes in the backdrop of uncertainty over BJP's alliance prospects in the state, especially with the DMDK. Shah is scheduled to attend a function involving Sanchi Sir Jayendra Saraswati. He is also likely to meet senior office bearers of the state unit. Now, BJP's alliance prospects with the DMDK, which was a part of the NDA for the 2014 Lok Sabha polls, are presently in a limbo, with the actor turned politician not only giving confusing signals on a tie-up, but also announcing the party's decision to go solo in the 16th of May assembly polls. Well, the DMK is also wooing a DMDK, with its chief M. Karunanidhi saying that he has actually not lost hope over an alliance. Now, Shah will leave for Kerala after his Tamil Nadu trip. And BJP on Tuesday released its third list of 14 candidates for the West Bengal Assembly elections. Now, this makes the total number of seats for which it has announced nominees to 260 out of a total of 294. The party left 3 seats, Kalimpong, Darjeeling and Kurseong, for its ally Gorkha Janmukti Morcha. Elections in West Bengal will be conducted over 6 phases between 4th of May and 4th of April and 5th of May. BJP also announced its first list of 22 candidates for the Kerala Assembly polls, and the names include that of its state chief, Kumanam Rajasekaram, who will contest from Vattiyur, Kabu. More election-related stories in Election Wrap. The Election Commission on Tuesday expressed dissatisfaction over the poll preparedness in Assam, but asked the administration to ensure that licensed arms are deposited and illegal weapons are seized. It also asked the authorities to look into the movement of black money and effective deployment of central forces to ensure free and fair polls. Led by Chief Election Commissioner Naseem Zaidi, the full bench of the commission was in the state for a 2-day visit. 380 people across 61 constituencies filed their nominations on Tuesday for the second phase of assembly polls in Assam. The nominations take the total tally in these constituencies to 595. The scrutiny of the nominations will be done on 24th of March, and the last date for withdrawing will be 26th of March. The BJP is planning to field cricketer S. Srisant as a candidate for the Kerala Assembly elections to be held on 16th of May. Now, Srisant has said that he would decide today whether to contest the election. Srisant reportedly received a call from a top BJP leader in Delhi requesting him to contest from Tripuri Thura Assembly constituencies. He is likely to meet BJP Chief Amit Shah, who will be in Kerala today. In News at 10, we'll take a very short break. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Saina Nehwal, the first Indian to win a medal in badminton at the Olympics. The world #2 ranked player is also the first Indian to win the World Junior Badminton Championships and the first Indian to win a Super Series tournament. Saina Nehwal in fact completed a hat-trick Super Series titles in 2010. That same year, she became the first Indian singles player to reach the final of the year-ending Super Series finals, defeating two-time All-England champion and former world #1 Tine Baun in the semis.
Well, 2 months after Rohit Vemula's death at the University of Hyderabad, the Professor P. Appa Rao resumed charge as the Vice-Chancellor on Tuesday. However, his return to the university sparked a row with the students boycotting classes and even protesting in front of the VC Lodge on the campus. Here is more.
VC, down, down! VC, down, down! VC, down, down!
Hyderabad University students ransacked the house and office of Vice-Chancellor Professor P. Appa Rao as he joined work nearly 2 months after going on leave. Students have been protesting ever since research scholar Rohit Vemula committed suicide inside the varsity campus. The state police was called in to bring the situation under control.
We informed all the students, and actually the case is in court. Everybody knows he is the main one in Rohit's death. So almost 2 months get over, and again without informing anyone, he simply delivered noticed, and he came and occupied his seat, and he started executive council meeting along with some students. All of every person of Indian citizen, every Indian citizen knows that thing. Okay. But what happened again? Wantedly provoked the provoking of students. Wantedly they did this thing, and they have started this executive council meeting. Also tomorrow there will be academic council meeting. We are going to stop that academic council meeting tomorrow.
There are problems in Hyderabad Central University, and there is a demand for justice to Rohit. How could anybody keep quiet? The student, a brilliant scholar, was forced to commit suicide, to take such an extreme step. And what is the justice available?
वापस लाया तो अब वापस लाके तो अब ये लड़ाई खाली सेंट्रल यूनिवर्सिटी हैदराबाद तक ही सीमित नहीं रही, बल्कि आज तो उस्मानिया यूनिवर्सिटी के स्टूडेंट्स ने भी उस प्रोटेस्ट में अपने आप को शामिल किया जो वीसी के खिलाफ आज सेंट्रल यूनिवर्सिटी हैदराबाद में हो रहा है.
Professor Rao returned to the varsity after being appointed as Vice-Chancellor by the HRD Ministry. He, however, said he will continue as the Vice-Chancellor and not bow down to agitation.
मैं जब लीव पे गया था वो उन लोगों को बता के नहीं गया था. मैं जब वापस आया उन लोगों को बता के नहीं आया. हर स्टेट में, हर सेंट्रल यूनिवर्सिटी में एक रूलिंग पार्टी विल अपॉइंट एंड अपोजिशन पार्टी विल अपोज, एंड 10 दिन के अंदर अंदर एक वाइस चांसलर को निकालनी होगी. ये नहीं, कुछ सबूत होनी है, कुछ एविडेंस होनी है, या तो कुछ न्यायस्थान में कुछ ऐसे कुछ मालूम होना है. जब तक ये कुछ भी नहीं है, ये अच्छा नहीं होता. पूरी कोशिश करेंगे, हमारे पूरी कोशिश रहेगा, हमारे सीनियर टीचर्स बात करेंगे, जब भी जो भी कंसर्न है वो कंसर्न लेके हमारे सामने आए, हम बात करने के तैयार हैं.
JNU Students' Union President Kanhaiya Kumar is scheduled to participate in a public meet at the university on Tuesday. However, looking at the current situation, the university officials have not yet sanctioned the meet. Before leaving for Hyderabad, Kanhaiya Kumar met Congress Vice President Rahul Gandhi in Delhi. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
On to some international news now. And Pakistan has decided to opt out of the ambitious SARC satellite project. The project was proposed by Prime Minister Narendra Modi for all member countries of the regional grouping nearly 1.5 years back. Now, Modi, during the last SARC summit in Nepal in November 2014, had announced India's decision to develop the satellite to benefit all member nations in various fields, including telecommunication and telemedicine. With Pakistan opting to opt out, the project has been renamed South Asia Satellite. In June 2014, Modi had asked ISRO to develop the satellite, which can be dedicated as a gift to the neighbouring countries. India held deliberations with experts from other SAARC countries to finalize the modalities for the satellite exclusively for the regional grouping. US President Barack Obama wrapped up his historic visit to Cuba, and before wrapping up his 3-day visit, he invoked a future of hope for the Caribbean island in an unprecedented live television address from the Grand Theatre in capital Havana. Obama reiterated that he had come to bury the last remnants of the Cold War. He made an impassioned call for more freedom and democracy in the island nation. He also met Cuban dissidents and held talks with them. Obama wrapped up his visit watching a friendly baseball match with his Cuban counterpart, Raul Castro.
I believe citizens should be free to speak their mind without fear, to organize and to criticize their government, and to protest peacefully, and that the rule of law should not include arbitrary detentions of people who exercise those rights. Yes, I believe voters should be able to choose their governments in free and democratic elections. Not everybody agrees with me on this. Not everybody agrees with the American people on this, but I believe those human rights are universal.
And on to some cricket news now. Let's take a look at the upcoming matches that will be played out today at the ICC World T20 tournament. Well, India will take on Bangladesh at the Chinnaswamy Stadium in Bangalore after a humiliating loss to New Zealand in their opening game and a marvellous win against arch rival Pakistan. India are now eyeing a place in the semi-finals by aiming to defeat Bangladesh in today's match. Bangladesh needs to win their remaining matches and rely on other results going their way. Meanwhile, in another match, England and Afghanistan will be battling each other in Delhi's Firozshah Kotla. England will play their third game in the World T20 Super 10 stage in Group 1 against Afghanistan, looking to build on their big win against South Africa last time out. On the other hand, Afghanistan, who has advanced to the Super 10 stage for the first time, showed a great character. They might be virtually out of the semi-final race following 2 defeats, but the Afghans would be aiming to spoil the party for others and show the world their might in the remaining matches of the tournament. Meanwhile, in the matches that were played out yesterday, New Zealand became the first T20 team to book a spot in the semi-finals of the ICC World T20 after a comfortable win of 22 runs over Pakistan. TV opener Martin Guptill set the tone with a scintillating 80 runs from 48 balls, hitting 10 fours and 3 sixes. It was Guptill's 10th 50 in the game's shortest format. The right-handed Guptill also shared an opening stand of 62 runs with the captain Kane Williamson to help New Zealand to post 180 at the loss of 5 wickets in Mohali. Pakistan's Sharjeel Khan gave his team a brisk start, scoring 47 runs, but after he was knocked out, other batsmen found it difficult to survive Kiwi bowling. While in the women's match, Indian women's team lost a thrilling Group League encounter against England by 2 wickets in Dharamshala. Batting first, India crawled their way to 90 for 8 in 20 overs. In reply, England, the middle order as well as the lower order survived some nervy moments before getting past the finishing line in 19 overs with 2 wickets remaining. With England needing a 3 in the penultimate over, skipper Mithali Raj dropped an easy catch of Arya Shusol of Veda Krishnamurthy's delivery, and the very next ball was hit past the point fielder, much to the joy of England team. Well, that's all in this edition of News at 10. Thanks for watching.